Hi, good morning. This is Diane Peters from jcharvestinvestments.com. How are you doing today? Well, we have another nor'easter here in the Northeast, but to be quite honest with you, we're closer to the shore, so it's not as bad as further north. But my niece has gone into labor. We're so excited. We thought the baby was going to come next month, and thank God we had her baby shower on Saturday, so that was a blessing. So today I just want to talk a little bit about being a consumer and being an educated consumer. I told you I've had like over 20 years of experience selling, and I don't know about you, but my history in selling was, and originally I thought it was like, I'd always envisioned selling like a car salesman, not to knock anybody out there that's like a car salesman or is a car salesman, but people always think of selling, I think, and I've been told, as someone who's going to get you to buy something you don't want to buy. Well, in today's society, that doesn't necessarily have to happen to you, because we have the internet, we have smartphones with our internet on it, we have Google, we have Siri, Siri can tell us a lot of things, and now Home by Apple, iHome. I mean, there's so many different ways of getting information. And I think I also told you in my history, I was a research coordinator. Back in the day, we didn't do that by going on the internet. I mean, I remember Dun & Bradstreet was somehow connected electronically, but it's not anything like it is today. So, granted, sometimes the internet doesn't always tell you the truth, and that's why you have to keep doing your homework. But we all need to be educated consumers. I can tell you in the field that I'm in right now what I'm doing as a franchise consultant. And basically, I'm a recruiter for the franchise industry. And what surprises me is the number of people who are telling me that they bought a franchise and they weren't happy, or it was a bad franchise. Now, I personally, maybe I'm being a little prejudiced, don't see where a business that already has a model that you just have to, a roadmap that you have to follow and do as they say, is really a bad investment. What I see it as is some people are buying the wrong franchise. I've just so far, and I haven't been doing this very long, but just so far, I've heard of 4 different people who I believe brought the wrong franchise. This one gentleman was on Wall Street, and he came out and bought a restoration business. I've worked in the restoration business. I've worked for ServPro. I know what that's all about. A very strong personality, physically and otherwise, has to be able to do a restoration business. It's exciting, it's rewarding, but maybe I'm wrong. Unless you're wanting that type of physical work, I don't know where a Wall Street person goes and buys a restoration business. I heard of an administrator that, again, bought a business that they're famous for repairing storms, the roofs, and things like that. I could be wrong, but what I'm finding out is this person is an administrator. He's very well educated. Not to say that if you buy a particular business, you're not educated, but I don't think you're really answering the main question, which is why. So let me bring you back to being a salesperson. And I think of more as being a consultant. You have to find out why. If I'm working with someone, I want to know why do they want a franchise, number one. Number two, I want to know why do they want to own their own business. I want to go down the whole list of why, and then I want to help them to find the answer to it. Now, I've done that in the history of my business. I think I told you that I used to do voicemail for a major technology, a major utility company. And I remember first introducing that to people. And back then it was a service. It was a node on the computer, and you dialed in, and you had to pick up your phone, and you left your message there, and then someone else would get it. So every time I was going out there, I would see people who really didn't understand it. And I got so many appointments just because a lot of people didn't understand it. So I did a demonstration, and then I would explain the technology. I'll be honest with you, I made the first sale in the Northeast, but I enjoyed educating people about what I did and what the product was about. but even more, I enjoyed finding out about people and why they were interested in this particular product or service that I was offering. I think that you really have to go in and find out the why. And as a consumer, I do the same thing. If I am looking for something, I don't automatically start out with an advertisement on TV and that's why I buy it, although my husband would say different. I really like to find out why do I want this? I have to answer my why. And so I'm saying to all of you, if you're looking for something, I don't care if it's a business, a food product, you want to change your eating habits, do your due diligence. Do your homework. You have to find out why. Why is a huge question. And I always love when someone asks me why. Why are you doing this? Just think about it. When someone asks you why, I know for me this is what happens. Why, Diane, are you a franchise consultant? I go over that a lot of times in my head. And basically, I know my husband and I were looking for a franchise. We were trying to find one. We couldn't find one. We really didn't understand the industry. So I became a franchise consultant to really learn what franchise consulting is all about. And now I'm hearing about people who have bought franchises and they're not happy and they're reselling them and they're getting out of them because I don't think that I personally, the people I've talked with that I know have done this, I don't think they've answered their why. So why is a very important question. And again, it's not just for buying your business, and even if you're starting a business from scratch, it is really important that you answer that why. Because you are starting with nothing. You have to write the business plan, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do so many more things than if you bought a franchise. So once again, I just want to tell you, be an educated consumer. I don't care what you are doing. I don't care what you're looking at. If it involves you taking your time to find out why you're doing it, that means all the success in the world. You're going to be successful. I don't care what you're doing. You're going to be successful. Because even if it doesn't work out, you know you did your due diligence. You looked into and you answered your why. So when it doesn't work out, you can always say, well, I answered that why. Here's my next why. So just keep it moving. Thank you so much for listening, and you have a great day. God bless you.